What up, YouTube? Today's video, I want to talk about black people, shape-shifting, and Beast Boy from Teen Titans. Now, first things first, I'm going to say it just like this. If you did not know, Beast Boy from Teen Titans, he represents the black man, quote unquote. He represents the original man. He represents the Moor because Beast Boy has so much melanin that he turned green. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, another thing, a lot of people don't know that Teen Titans is really a Japanese cartoon. It's really a Japanese anime, but they brought it to America and changed the language to English, so Americans can enjoy it. But check this out, though. Basically, when I say black people, copper-colored people, melanated people, a lot of people don't know what melanin is, so I'm just saying black people just to get this point across. Now, a lot of people don't know that black people, we actually can shapeshift into anything we want to. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what you mean? What you mean? That don't make sense. Now, if you're the type of person that used to like to hang around older people and you still like to hang around older people so you can learn something, I've always been that type of person. Like, when I was younger, I used to hang around older family members, probably in their 50s, 60s or some shit, and, listen to what they be talking about. And it's funny because at the age I used to always understand what they was talking about. It was, like, weird, like deep knowledge or something. But if you're the type of person that like to hang around your grandparents or you got a grandparent or grandparents that's still alive and they like in their hundreds, they can tell you some information about black people being able to shapeshift. That's why a lot of people from different nationalities are scared of black people, not because what the media portray or this and that. The media only portray black people as bad because they know we are really the divine beings on this planet. Every human on here is a divine being. I don't care what color you are, but black people, since we have melanin on the inside and outside, we are, first people on this planet. Let's just keep it real. Now, basically what I'm trying to say is, like, if you go back in the day, they say it's certain people in Africa. I don't know, I forgot what the tribe called or what the tribe was called, but there's certain people in Africa that they can literally turn into gorillas. Now, I know a lot of people tell me, what are you talking about? That don't even make sense. It does make sense because if you activate your quote-unquote junk DNA, which is your spiritual DNA, you can actually, you could turn to anything. The 13th Son always be talking about this. We have Naga serpent DNA. You see what I'm saying? And a serpent is a transformer. You see what I'm saying? A serpent can transform into anything it wants to because it has that divine DNA. Now check this out. Basically, it's like this. Like, for example, I'm just going to break this shit down. For example, right? You know how we in this later age, and I just want to say this, the world is over. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The world is literally over. Because if you look back 100 years ago to now, 300 years ago till now, the world was completely different. You know what I'm saying? But it's always about change and progress. But the change and progress we get in this world is bad. You see what I'm saying? So check this out. It's basically like this. You know how you got certain people that you really don't trust? And you be like, this person kind of feel like a snake. Like their energy feel kind of a little snaky. Basically what that is a black person could change it to anything they want. So you got those certain people that be calm, and then they got their snakish ways. That's because in their mind, they thinking about turning into a snake. You see what I'm saying? But instead of physically turning into a snake, because our DNA has been, it has been stopped and it has been fucked up, that basically they can't physically turn into a snake. You see what I'm saying? So basically they could turn into a snake on a mental or spiritual level, and they can start having tendencies of a snake. You see what I'm saying? Shape-shifting. They can't shape-shift physically because their DNA is fucked up. Now, think about it like this. You know how you got certain people that if they get angry, they actually have traits of a gorilla. Like I was saying, like the tribe in Africa, they can actually turn into physical gorillas because they DNA, they eat natural foods. They are a part of Earth. They don't have no TVs and all this shit to fuck them up. You see what I'm saying? So they can physically do it. But you have people that get angry, and you be like, damn, this person kind of have traits of an animal right now. You see what I'm saying? Or they resemble an animal behavior. That's because in their mind and their soul, they feel like they turn into a gorilla. But they can't physically shapeshift into a gorilla because their DNA has been fucked up. So they turn into a gorilla on an emotional and a spiritual level, and a mental level. You see what I'm saying? Just like when you got people who have traits of angels. You have people who have traits of God-like people or stuff like this. You see what I'm saying? That's because these people are on that level. They shape-shifted on that level, on a spiritual, mental, and emotional level. But they can't do it physically because, like I said, our DNA has been fucked up from TV, artificial foods, and stuff like this. See what I'm saying? So they shape-shift on the physical level. But if you actually go back to 0 point and we actually literally live like our ancestors lived and lived off nature and actually be peace and harmony, our DNA will activate and that junk DNA will activate and you can literally shapeshift to anything you want to. Dick Gregory be talking about this shit too, man. This is 100% real. Now check this out. Basically, the shapeshifting, this is exactly what has to do with Beast Boy. Because if you notice, Beast Boy is a regular guy. He's a green guy. A lot of people don't know when you have so much melanin, you turn green or you turn blue. That's why you have certain people in Africa, they so black. They have so much melanin that they starting to look purple. They have so much melanin, they starting to look blue. I know somebody out there seen somebody that was so black that they started to look blue. That's because they have so much melanin. Now check this out. Beast Boy, right? Whenever he get angry or he gets to a certain level emotionally, he shapeshifts. So if Beast Boy want to shapeshift to a gorilla, he could do that because it's in his DNA. His DNA is activated. You see what I'm saying? He's the original man. He represents the black man. Now check this out. If Beast Boy want to turn to a fish, he could turn to a fish. If Beast Boy want to turn to a shark, he could turn to a shark. You see what I'm saying? It's because his DNA is activated. You know what I'm saying? He's in tune with the planet. You see, that's what people don't understand. And a lot of people are like, okay, that makes sense, But check this out. Shape-shifting is real. So why you think back in the day, especially if you grew up in the 90s or you was born in the 90s, you know, some people was born in the 80s, they grew up in the 90s, blah, blah, blah. Some people was born in the 70s, grew up in the 90s, in the 80s and all this stuff, right? If you notice, when Snoop Dogg came out, right, he always used to be a human and he always used to shape-shift into a dog. They trying to tell you that black people are shapeshifters, but Snoop Dogg only wanted to turn to a dog because his name was Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? He felt like a dog. He felt like a cool fucking dog. So he's shapeshifting to a dog. Boy, y'all better wake the damn up. Boy, this shit is 100% real, man. Shapeshifting is real. But we can't shapeshift on a physical level no more because our DNA has been stopped. And it's all, look, that's why a lot of people, when they see us, especially white people, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of white people, they be scared. You know, you got your cool-ass white people. You know what I'm saying? I love those type of white people that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's actually cool. They don't give a fuck about skin color. Because I don't give a fuck about their skin color. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you do have those white people, or you do have those certain Mexicans, or, you know what I'm saying, certain Arabs that look at you weird because they know who you are. They know who black people are. They know what we can do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know ourselves. But when they see us, they know. They like, this motherfucker could literally turn into a gorilla if we make him mad. You see what I'm saying? Like, real talk. But it ain't even about that. It's just the fact that our DNA has been cut short, so we can't do it no more. You see what I'm saying? They have cooled us out. That's why in hip-hop, they used to always say, chill out, son. Cool out, son. You see what I'm saying? Because basically, they were trying to get that sun to cool out because we are walking suns. And if they get your energy to cool down, then demons can take over you, man. Y'all better wake the damn up.